A lot of you have problems with girls you're extremely attracted to. You meet a girl you find extremely attractive and the conversation with her goes well. You exchange numbers, and after you leave the conversation, you're even surprised you managed to talk to her whatsoever. Then, what you naturally do is you start convincing yourself of all these things that she is without knowing anything about her. You convince yourself that you're in love with her. You convince yourself that she's special. You convince yourself that she is somehow the one for you. What you failed to recognize is all of these things you're thinking are all because you just find her attractive. Nothing else. Our ability to overlook problematic behaviors simply because a girl is attractive is unparalleled. It is so potent, in fact, that you're willing to do things that potentially put your life in danger just to secure them. Now keep in mind, I think having the drive is a positive thing, but ultimately it needs to be directed in the proper way. If you don't manage to do this, it can lead to heavy emotional consequences. The truth is, there is a better way to get the girls that you find really attractive. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. Make sure to stick around for all 3 points as they're all equally important. The first one is to treat her like every other girl. Understand, guys, that girls who are extremely attractive tend to know it. The prevalence of social media has only exacerbated this problem. Let's be honest, it's hard for a girl to know if she's really attractive unless she receives tons of external validation. With social media, it's easier than ever to receive this validation and to think that you're special. As a result, the girls who are actually very attractive and get a disproportionate amount of attention on social media are going to require a different type of game. These girls are so used to positive validation that going up to them and calling them pretty simply doesn't cut it. She's so used to everyone treating her like she's special that she's going to respond differently to the guy that treats her like any other girl. This is also why it's not uncommon to see the guy who's cocky but not necessarily the most attractive get the really attractive girl. He manages this by not treating her like she's special. In her mind, he stands out to her because he's being genuinely honest. He's not worshipping the ground that she walks on simply because she's pretty. Instead, he treats her like any other girl. Remember guys, girls don't want to feel like they're being objectified. I know it's a bit counterintuitive because most of the time they objectify themselves on social media. Regardless, treating them like a regular person will remove this objectification. Remember guys, girls don't want to be worshipped by you, despite what they may say. Treat them like any other girl to stand out. The next thing you need to do is differentiate yourself from every other guy. Remember guys, girls like guys that are accomplished. The things they value can vary, but generally speaking, they want a guy that's at the top of his hierarchy. Captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team, playing on the best city team for soccer, being one of the best musicians in state. These are just some ways you can differentiate yourself from everybody else. Whatever you decide to do guys, just make sure you're competent at it. Prove that when you want to be competitive, you have the ability to reach the top of that hierarchy. The truth about it is this: the process of climbing up one hierarchy is very similar to climbing all hierarchies. If you can manage to prove competence in one field, chances are you can also prove it in another. The same mechanical steps apply to anything you want to master. Think about how many people have a hard time being competent. Because people are so misguided and lazy, it's really easy to stand out now compared to before. Even something as simple as dressing can be used to differentiate yourself. Like I said guys, it doesn't matter what you do. Do something that's unique to you that you genuinely like. And when you do it, don't do it in your own individual cringe way. Do it in such a way that it's competitive with the best. And the last point is you have to realize that her looks are the only thing that's making you act different. Understand guys that a girl didn't choose to look a certain way. The same way you don't want to judge somebody for something they didn't choose, you also don't want to praise somebody for something they didn't choose. Those two things are exactly the same. It's funny how you guys love to praise somebody who's really pretty, but at the same time, you make fun of somebody that's very ugly. In reality, you shouldn't do either. Become aware that the emotions you feel are primarily because of what she looks like. Let's be honest about it. Most of the time, pretty girls have a problem with their behavior anyway. I'm sure you guys have heard of the beauty bias. This is when a person gets special treatment because of what they look like. Attractive girls are used to getting special treatment their whole lives. They tend to get away with things that regular girls simply can't. You are contributing to this problem by treating her like she's special on the basis of nothing. Understand that your emotions are irrational in this scenario. Learn to see past these emotions, otherwise you'll always fail with pretty women. That wraps up this video, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. As usual, check out the extended version of my Patreon for more in-depth tips. Don't forget to leave a comment below with any video ideas you'd like to see from me. See you guys in the next one.